Hey guys, I'm going to try something a little bit different here because you see, we are at the start of a new year, and a couple of people have asked me to do this, and I thought, what the hell? I'm going to do this for you. People have asked me to do like a countdown of sorts, counting down the 5 best and the 5 worst movies I covered last year for reaction and review, and I'm going to do just that for you guys. So this is going to be a 2-video mini-series, and we're going to kick things off with the good news. This is the top 5 reaction and review movies of 2011. We are going to kick off the top 5, well, naturally with number 5, because we're going to work our way up. Number 5 was a film that I knew was going to be good when I went in, but I had no idea how good. Number 5 was from Peter Jackson, and it was, I believe, the very first musical I ever covered here. Well, technically a musical, and it's a musical in like the loosest terms possible. The movie is Meet the Feebles. Oh yes, folks, I'm going to tell you, the movie had fantastic writing, it had awesome acting, it had great music, and seeing as how it's a film which utilizes puppets, you also have to talk about the puppeteering, and the puppeteering in the film is absolutely phenomenal. And the movie is literally what the fucking Muppets would be like if every single Muppet was basically a drug addict and a sex addict, and you got to see it all on camera. It is a really fascinating film, and I laughed my ass off watching it. I absolutely adored it, and that's why I'm very happy that it's sitting on my DVD shelf. In fact, 4 out of these 5 movies are on my DVD shelf right now. Well, 3 out of those 4. I got one of them here because I got to talk about that one in a sec. So yeah, I'm really happy about these, and the only reason why I don't have the other one yet is because it's not out yet in the U.S. It's starting to piss me off. I really want a copy of it, but I will get to that when I cover that part. Let's get down to number 4. Number 4 actually has a rather interesting story. The movie was a very small indie flick, which I covered right towards the end of the year. And the movie was called My Bloody Wedding. And now there is a very interesting story about that. Because when I reviewed it, the only real negative I had was all of the unskippable trailers at the start of the DVD, which was not the fault of the movie. It was just the fault of the jackasses who were actually releasing it. And I got a message from one of the actors in the movie. His name is, and I really hope I'm pronouncing this right, David Foltz. He sent me a message, basically thanking me for actually covering the movie. He then offered to send me a signed copy of the version of the movie he sells at conventions, which is identical to the version you see at Best Buy and at all these other like video stores, but it doesn't have those trailers at the start. I told him, yes, please send it, thank you, and he did. Right up here actually is the personalized spot where he thanks me directly, and he signed the inside. Oh, I covered it with his business card. Yeah, he also sent me his business card. Yeah, and he also signed it right here. And also, something else which is on his version, which isn't anywhere else, is the story about the making of the film, as well as an advertisement to get a t-shirt featuring his character, Clyde, which, if they had one of those shirts in my size, I would so totally get one, because I would fucking wear it. Now, I would like to thank him for sending this, and I am going to put a link to his YouTube channel in this video's description. By all means, guys, swing on over there and check him out, because he really is a talented actor, and I am planning on looking into a few more of his things, besides his small roles in, I believe, The Dark Knight and Inception, where he plays as uncredited pedestrians. I found that out because I went onto his IMDb page and looked it up. So anyway, that one there, folks, is number 4, and that is My Bloody Wedding. The movie is absolutely hysterical, and I loved every minute of it. It really is proof that you actually can make a fantastic film in almost 0 time with almost no money. You can make a movie and it can look awesome. So yeah, guys, if you ever find a copy of that thing, check it out. You really have to. Now, number 3. Number 3 is another movie I knew was gonna kick whole hosts of ass before I even started watching it. And once more, the question was just how much ass was it going to kick? Well, it obviously kicked plenty to be number 3 on the list. Number 3 is Rob Zombie's animated outing, The Haunted World of El Superbeasto. Oh, God, guys. See, I actually was kind of biased going into that one because I had seen 3 of Rob Zombie's films prior, and out of those 5, I had loved 3 of them. So, wait, out of those 4, no, damn it, what the fuck? Out of those 3, I loved 2. Jesus, man. I'm sorry, guys. I actually am kind of tired, so I'm not really thinking straight. Also helps that I didn't bother to script this. So. But yeah, out of the 3 Rob Zombie movies I saw, I loved 2 of them. So this thing was really going in good. And I'm going to tell you, it had fantastic animation, it had great voice acting, it had really sharp writing, and really about the only issue I really had with the movie, and this is a real minor one, is the fact that the film sometimes just dove a little bit too far into the fucking gutter for some of its humor, but that actually is still able to be completely over fucking looked because everything else in the movie was that good, and I really loved it. Now we move on to number 2. Number 2 is one of my earliest episodes, and it's been almost a year. People are still sending me messages complaining because I loved this movie that much, and the fact that it made this list should tell you. And this is also the only one I don't have on DVD or Blu-ray because the fucker hasn't been released in the US yet, which is really beginning to anger me because I would love to watch it again on a screen a little bit bigger than the one on my laptop. The movie in question, my friends, is probably one of the most controversial movies made in the last decade, a Serbian film. Now, a lot of people apparently have been ridiculously offended by the movie, but they've never seen it. And I would like to tell you guys that, and I also said this when I covered the movie, it is a very difficult movie to watch because it covers a lot of stuff that nobody should ever be comfortable watching. But the fact that you see it and you are just ridiculously creeped out by it, and the fact that the story is very, very compelling and it is very suspenseful, that is more than any human being could ever ask for. And god damn it, that film opted to take took everything which people thought was, horrible and twisted and this and that in movies, and they said, no, fuck you, this is how it's supposed to be fucking done. And my god, guys, it still lives up. It's probably one of the best movies I have ever seen, ever. Not even actually just for fucking reaction and review. It is just one of the best movies I've ever seen, period. And I am eagerly awaiting the day when that fucking thing makes its way onto DVD, because I will frickin' buy it, and it will have a very happy spot on my DVD shelf, because damn it all, that movie is worth seeing again. Now, we come up to number 1, the granddaddy of them all. And this one was a real easy movie to pick, because it's the only movie in the history of this series where after watching it, I was able to say, without question, this is the best movie I've ever seen in this series. The movie was also the first rock opera I covered. I have since done one other one, and I really wasn't a fan of that one. But this one I absolutely adored. The movie is Repo, the Genetic Opera. See, guys, it takes a lot for a movie to completely stun me. The fact that Repo was able to cast Paris Hilton in a fucking role and she actually turned in a halfway decent showing is totally enough to sell me. Okay? Now, top it off, we had a fantastic story. We had awesome music. Guys, I'm going to tell you right now, I watched that thing probably about 2 months ago, and a fair chunk of those songs are still stuck in my goddamn head. That is how catchy and awesome these songs are. Because I don't mind the fact that these songs are stuck in my head. I don't mind the fact that I feel compelled to go onto YouTube and just find a bunch of these songs and just occasionally listen to them. I don't mind the fact that immediately after I finished watching it for the series, I came this close to sitting down and watching it again, which I almost never do with any movie. The fact that I wanted to watch it again less than 24 hours after I fucking watched it the first time was more than enough to sell me. Repo was the best reaction and review movie I covered last year, and I really don't think that anything this year is going to even come close to topping it. However, though, we still have almost an entire year's worth of reaction and review to get through, so hey, anything is possible. Anything could easily come up and top it. And with that, folks, that is the top 5 of 2011 for reaction and review. And tomorrow, you guys are gonna see the other side of that fucking coin as I delve into the shit pile and pull out the 5 biggest, juiciest turds and bite into them one more time. But you guys are gonna have to wait until tomorrow for that. So until next time, ladies and gentlemen, take care, and I will see you all in the near future. Peace.